I remember he called me one time, and he it was the most condescending fucking way to speak to someone, but he gave awesome advice, right? All right, guys, posing is done, and we're headed home to eat some breakfast. Really late start to the day, really late, unfortunately, but it's life. We got a lot done. I'm doing my best to stop working, uh, but honestly, I feel great. This is a blessing because like, if I felt the same way I did throughout my last prep, which wasn't terrible, but still a lot less energy, I wouldn't be able to handle the load. So it's a really a blessing. With that being said, I'm trying to this thing on my face. There we go. Oh my god. There we go. All right. Good. But yeah, we went through some posing today. Basically, this has been on my mind a lot lately. Like, with in terms of posing, whether or not I should hit my front relax more classic, like in the 70s and 80s, or should it just be like your standard, posing today. And we're headed up to Pittsburgh and New York next week to talk with the two, I guess, most important judges, in the industry, Tyler and Steve. And I'm going to ask them. I'm just going to ask them, you know, because I think it's important. I think it's a really good question. And instead of, most people, last time I went to see them, it was just like a fly on the wall. I didn't really, I asked some questions, but it wasn't really in depth. This time, look out for a community post. Probably, I don't know when this video comes out. I might have already done it. But I'm going to do a community post and ask you guys what I should ask them in terms of judging and in terms of posing. I have my own questions as well. But I think it's important for people to have clarity in things like this because, you know, I don't think Steve and Tyler are withholding information and things like that, but they're just not quite as vocal. Tyler's doing a really good job with the breakdowns of the shows, but I still think like certain questions still need to be answered. And anytime I ask them something, they're always more than happy to give me an answer, and it's a very straightforward answer every single time. But yeah, posing wise, I went through posing today. If you saw my Instagram, you already seen it. I just figured I'd put it up on YouTube as well. Trying not to post too much of my physique, but I just want to do like a little side by side of like new age posing versus old school posing, right? And kind of give you guys like a couple different poses here and there. And then I also really like this Lita pose where he did the one arm up and behind, ab and thigh type shot. And I'm thinking of incorporating that into my ab and thigh pose. We'll see. But yeah, that's another question I'll ask him. And I really think my best like classic shot is a classic rear double bicep. But I'm not sure if completely turning around is ideal. So that's another question I'm going to ask. But I feel really good. I found a new book. I've been struggling to find a new book I want to listen to. I've been re-listening to old books lately. And today we are listening to It Takes What It Takes. And it sounds like this guy was raised very much like me, which is really cool because I get to hear a lot of things that my mom taught me. And obviously I already knew they were great. I talk about her all the time. But to hear it in a book, it's nice because, in my opinion, I've said this before, that you can never just let up on something like that. You always have to train your mind just as often as you train your body. You may know something, but you need to still hear it very often, You need to see it very often, all these things. Outside of that, I'm going to save some more. I got more stuff I want to talk about, but I want to break it up within the video. So I don't want to shoot my whole load at the beginning of the video.
Really? Nothing.
Then I don't have anything to talk about later. So we're about home. This is how close I am to the gym, right? I'm pulling up into my garage right now. It's wonderful. Oh, before I forget, before I go to New York, Joe's coming down as well, and I want to do the same thing. So real quick with the as you guys have probably seen, I'm doing like the vlogs like this, and then we're also just doing stuff in the gym. I was struggling to figure out how to make that work and how it would make sense that it's not redundant. But what I plan on doing is with the videos strictly in the gym, I just want to do like training and questions. So like, I don't know what I'm gonna call it, like a workout Q&A, whatever. So I'll work out and I'll answer whatever questions you guys have. I'll also do community posts to answer it. I'll probably put stuff in my story on Instagram. And yeah, I think I got that figured out because those videos will be a little bit shorter. But obviously there's training stuff, but I wanted to have like an interesting element, right? I think in these videos here, I'll go more in depth in terms of like my training, my diet, all that good stuff. And then in the gym videos, if you guys want to ask me about life, you guys want to ask me about movies, whatever it is, I answer whatever it is. I don't care. I like answering questions. So that's the plan for the YouTube. I feel like I finally got a really good strategy in place. And yeah, let's get some food. Alrighty, breakfast time. So today we got apple pie, cream of rice. We got the scale here, and I need a bowl. Yo, your boy has been working hard, and I need to wash the dishes. My sink is filled with dishes right now. I'm not gonna show you because I'm embarrassed, but hopefully I got something clean over here. All right, yeah. Joe is coming to stay with me. What's today? Friday. So Joe is coming on Monday. So this whole weekend, I'm gonna be doing like a deep clean and get the place ready for him. I'm excited. You know, I wish he could have come a little sooner or stayed a little longer. You know, but obviously, you guys know Joe's a family man, and he does not like to be away from his family. He's flying in like early in the morning, training me, spending the night, training me again, and then leaving out that next day. So he's in and out. But you know, I know a lot of guys always ask me if I'm working with him and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm not. We're in two different states. I think it's a 16-hour drive. So, you know, there's that. But he's a huge part of my life. I'll always, have love and respect for him, and whatever I can do to help him, you know, I'm here for it, and he's also here for me, you know. Yeah. If you guys are looking to learn a bit too, he just dropped the course, Hypertrophy University, Hypertrophy Coach University. I've started it. It's good so far. I'm going through the basics because I really need to brush up on biomechanics as I create new stuff for Bolt. So right now I'm just going through line of forces. I've done, dumbbells, bands, machines, and I think I'm doing barbell right now. All that stuff's pretty simple. Moment arms can be simple, but can be super complicated, especially once you get over in the machines, and that's where I'm gonna struggle. You know, my brain's not at 100% right now, but when he comes, I'm gonna be asking a ton of questions. And then Tuesday before the Olympia, his mentor, the creator of RTS, the guy that taught all the people that you know and love today about biomechanics, he's coming down to Houston, not to see me. He's partnering with another company, Watson, to make equipment, and he's doing a live seminar for a distributor down here. And I got invited, and I'm gonna go. You know, personally, I don't think it takes energy just to sit my butt down and listen to someone talk. I know a lot of bodybuilders don't like to do anything and go anywhere. I think it's just depending on the person. I don't think there's anything wrong with either. Samson was going shooting, like 2-3 days before the Olympia last year and won. So whatever you need to do to be at your best, go ahead and do it. I think that'll keep my mind off of being hungry and keep me busy throughout the day, because idle mind is the devil's workshop, as my mother would like to say. All right, you guys saw I put 50 grams of cream of rice in it. You guys did not see that, but there was 50 grams of cream of rice in here. And then I put it in here, and I've just been stirring it, because I swear people always ask me, like, what's the recipe? And I'm like, the recipe is just water and cream of rice, bro. Like, you just stir it. I will say it's a lot easier on the stovetop. If you just stir it to your liking, it'll go like this. Like, you know, I want mine a little bit thicker, so I'm gonna let it cook a little longer, get some of that water out. I do realize that I think it's wild that a lot of people don't know how to do basic, cooking. I think if you have a kid, I'm like, who am I to say I don't have a kid? But coming from a former child who's been living on his own most of his life, like, do your kids a favor, even if it's a son. Like, teach them how to fucking, like, do basic stuff in the kitchen. They don't have to know how to be a chef, but, like, teach them how to, you know, cook rice and chicken, like the basics. Tell them how to turn on a stove. Tell them how to iron, how to tie a tie, like basic man shit. You know what I mean? So, because it's a blessing, man. Like I see so much online, like, other fatherless kids that don't know how to take care of themselves. So my unsolicited advice for today. You know what's wild? I don't know if I talked about this, but I'm probably will repeat myself a lot over the next couple of weeks. But I feel very confident about this show, right? And I told my family that if I won Pittsburgh and New York, I would cover their not travel. I would cover the room for them in Vegas. So that's why that's part of the reason money's so tight. Like, I got a big Airbnb for them. I also got to get my own place, a place for my videographer, all that good stuff. But my cousin hasn't been to a show since the one I took second at the Arnold. That's been 5 years. My brother has never seen me compete. Every once we really got to know each other, it was after my Arnold wins. It wasn't before. We've gotten a lot closer since then over the past 2-3 years. My aunts on my father's side is coming. So my brother, by the way, we're related. We're half brothers through my father. To keep the story short, I'm close with my father's sister. She's a very nice lady, but I don't really talk to him. I haven't talked to my father in years. But she asked, could he come to the show? And it's a little weird, right? He's never been to a show before in my life. He's never asked me a single thing about bodybuilding or why I do it or anything like that. We've spoken since I've been a bodybuilder, right? Like, I used to live 2-3 hours away from him, and he would never come visit. I would just happen to see him when I would go visit my aunt, his sister. So, personally, I'm kind of done. Like, he's never done anything outright, like, evil or wrong, like, to me, but, like, he's never been the type to know how to communicate with me whatsoever. And I'm like, I'm a grown man, you're a grown man. Like, it's kind of too late to build that relationship, in my opinion. But for some reason, she asked, could he come to the show? I not told her. Maybe I'm too nice. I think I am too nice because my brother would not do this at all. I told him, yeah, he can come, but he just can't. He can't. I'm not going to see him before the show, and he can't stay in the Airbnb that I bought. Like, I'm not paying for him I'm not paying for any of that. So I don't know. That's how I handled the situation. Yeah. So, unfortunate news. I ran out of Kangaroo, so we got to go to the store today to pick some up. I've been buying Kangaroo, and normally H-E-B is like 5-10 minutes down the road, but to get my Kangaroo, that's like a 30-40 minute trip to downtown. So, not looking forward to it. Normally, I do a pretty good job of buying enough food to last me until I have a rest day. I did not do a good job today, so I cooked up some chicken, and we got my brain, sorry. We got 200 grams of chicken, 100 grams of zucchini, and we're gonna put some rice on top of that. This should last me one more meal. Here, it's the same exact meal as this, and then we'll do some Kangaroo in the afternoon. So far, it's been like 2 hours, and I just did some meetings. Chatted with Mark, the CEO of Bolt. We got some game plans coming. We're pushing. We're getting into distributing around the world right now, which is pretty cool. So we got a lot of places in Asia at the moment. So Hong Kong, Macau, Singapore, Korea, and mainland China are the places we're breaking into, which I'm very excited for. I didn't even know I knew connections to places like that. It's crazy when you need a certain thing, it'll appear. I've known these people forever, but I never knew like stuff like this. So it's a blessing, to have people that you can call on and that can provide value to you in your life. I didn't expect that, when I met them, but it's a cool thing to have. Growing up, a lot of people have cool people in their family, like doctors and lawyers and all that stuff. I don't have anything like that in my family, so I don't have anyone that can help me invest or help me with certain situations or anything like that, unfortunately. But it's cool that I'm building that type of network, right? I've learned that like that saying, it's not about what you know, it's who you know. I don't think that's quite right. I think sometimes in life it is, but like on average, it's about both. Like you need to know the right people, but you also need to know what the fuck you're doing, because even if you get the job briefly, if you suck at it, they're gonna fire you. They're gonna get rid of you, right? So that's my whole opinion on life, is like people, say, oh, that guy's lucky, this guy's lucky, but like they're only lucky. It's only a piece of it, right? You still need those skills and that drive and that hard work and discipline once you get that opportunity. Knowing the right people will get you that opportunity, but you still need to live up to that expectation, right? And that standard. Ooh. Oh, if you're coming to the Olympia, I had a chat with Flex Lewis, Dragon's Lair. We're probably gonna get some stuff out to his gym, but most likely I'm trying to negotiate it. We're still talking. I'm trying to negotiate it where it's out at the Olympia that weekend, because they're doing like a outside gym. So if you're gonna be there, check out our stuff. Give me honest feedback. I want honest feedback. I want to make this better. I want it to be the best, the best brand it can be. Highly respected in the industry. So when I came on, I got a lot of mixed feedback and stuff. Some of it, all of it was outdated. But yeah, I really, really want to put my best foot forward. So if you guys see any Bolt stuff, tag me, tag Bolt, and give your honest feedback, good or bad. If it's bad, we won't post it, but I'll address it. If it's good, we'll share it. We'll love you for it. We'll give you hugs and kisses, all that good stuff. So this is the meal here. It's all backwards. Normally rice cones on the bottom, but this is what it looks like. Eating that twice. So this company, not sponsored by them, and you guys know I've never used breathing strips in my life. What's it called? Intake Breathing. They sent me a package to try out some breathing strips. So we're gonna try to figure this out. It's like this, these things, this thing. So let's see. I see a lot of guys using breathing strips. Obviously, Joe used to use them all the time, and I see Martin use them. So, and I know Martin has his own company. So, yeah, if you guys want to support bodybuilding, check him out. But let's see. First step, they got a whole like thing to teach you how to do it. So first, I need to figure out how to get. Okay, open this up. It says pick one that fits my nose. I got a small nose, I think, right? Pretty small. I think it's a good one, right? I mean, anything bigger, I feel like it'll be too. Maybe this one. Oh shit. So A or B, I don't know. All right. Oh, it says like it's supposed to. So now I need the bigger. I need the small, extra small, medium, large. All right. All right. So that seems to be it. Okay. Next step. They say wipe your nose off. I don't have anything to wipe my nose off. I feel like I'm pretty clean today. All right. Next. Rub it in. Why don't you? Then apply the band. Okay, so next step is to, I don't even know what is in here. Is this, this is intake breathing tape, but it looks really thick. I don't think this is for that. All right, maybe this is, oh, you know what? This is mouth tape. I actually do like this a lot. I'm actually glad this came in the mail. Okay, that's exciting. I like to, so like, this will stop you from snoring and allow you to breathe out your nose. That's actually really cool. I've used that before and I think it works pretty good. All right, so I think this is the nose stuff in here. They should be paying me for this. This should be like a sponsored ad. All right, it's 2 packets in each one of these little thingies. Let's put that there. And oh, all right. So they come like this right here. They come all stickied on there, and they have like a little magnet on each piece. So all right, put each one on my nose. I don't know how it's supposed to go. Oh, okay, I see. All right, hopefully I do this right. Let's. Oops. I've never seen ones with like little metal pieces before. So that means it should be extra sticky. I just hope I put it on in the right spot. It's fucking hard. Let me see. Use my phone camera. I don't think I'm doing this right. So the little curved piece is supposed to be going this way. Okay, so that way, like this, onto the nostril. Oh lordy, this does not look right. Maybe here? I don't feel like that's in the right spot, but we're gonna see. Let's get the second one, and then this one. That seems like hard as hell. I don't think I did it right, but it's on my nose, and then we just put this on here. No shit. All right. Let's try it. Oh shit. Oh, this thing really sticks on there. All right, let's try a smaller one. I think I'm breathing better, but I think so. Yeah, it's pretty. I guess it did widen it up a bit. Oh lordy, this one came off. I'm gonna try it one more time. All right, let's just put this back. It's still good to go. Let's try to put it in a better spot. Oh my god. I think there might be black ones too in here. I could have swore, because this is definitely not my skin tone. No, I don't think. Oh, wait. Let's open this one. Nope, it is still not my skin tone. Oh well. Hopefully they come out with some darker ones soon, because this guy, you can't even tell that is on his nose. You definitely see it on mine. All right. All right. It works pretty good. I just look silly as hell. So, I don't know. I think it's pretty good. So I don't know. I'm gonna try it out a little bit longer. I probably won't buy them because I've been training just fine without this. But I don't know if you guys are looking for it. What's it called? Intake. Oh, you know what? This is the applicator. This is how you put the stuff on your face. Ah, pretty neat. All right, got pre-workout meal going down. This is 50 grams of cream of rice and 2 scoops of protein. I'm gonna eat this, then head over to train some appendages, legs and arms. Let's go. All right, guys, the workout is done. About to have my post. This is 2 scoops of protein, and that's it. You got key lime pie today, one of my favorites. Now on to the workout. we started with incline cable curls. Now this workout is actually quite different than what I normally do. I did incline cable curls if you've been following me since like my last prep for New York and Pittsburgh. I was doing those quite often, but you know me, I like to test stuff out. So I wanted to test out if I could progress by doing the same workout twice a week. So I was doing single arm preacher curls twice a week, and very quickly I noticed my numbers start to drop. And you guys also know what I've been teaching, that if your numbers start to drop, then you obviously there's an issue, right? There's an issue with recovery. And so I did that for maybe 2 weeks, and my numbers were still really, really low. So I decided to go back to incline curls, and we'll address it over the next 2-3 weeks to see how things go. Not a lot of time, but food isn't super low, so I should still be able to see some progress in that regard. Then we moved on to seated cable rope tricep pushdowns. Basically, I wanted to do, again, another exercise besides the single arm pushdowns. And that right there allowed me to really focus in on the form. You know, I'm still having elbow issues from time to time. So the less moving joints, moving parts I have to focus on, the better. And it felt great. I really liked it a lot. I'm going to keep those in for the foreseeable future. And I like that I'm doing some bilateral movements on the second training day, and then mostly unilateral stuff on the first. You can even split it up to like maybe the biceps be unilateral and then the triceps be bilateral, you know, and flop it on the next training day if you want. Doesn't really matter. See how it goes, see how you feel. Then we did rope hammer curls, and I progressed on those pretty well. So that kind of leans into the theory I'm having about like not doing the same exact exercise twice a week, because my second session or my first session in the week, I do single arm hammer curls, and this one I'm doing, you know, obviously rope. Next exercise was the JM press on the chest press machine. Still progressing on those very, very slowly. Again, for my triceps, I can't do a whole lot of variation when it comes to like a tricep press. So until I get a dip machine somewhere, I'll just keep doing this. I wanted one from New Tech or even Gym 80, but I guess I wasn't a priority, unfortunately. It's life. Me and Bolt, we're making one now, so I won't have to worry about that in the future. After the arms were done, we moved on to legs. I did lion leg curls. First, progressed on those by like 5 pounds. So happy with that. And then I paired that with an RDL. And the reason being is with the lion leg curls, it really, really hammers it in the shorten range. Even though I load it a little bit more in the lengthen, your hip angle and the muscle lengths are a little bit different. So the lion leg curls, the hamstring isn't quite as stretched. So it still kind of biases the shorten range, even though I load it a little differently. And then the RDLs really, really key in on that length and stretch position of the muscle. And in addition to that, I finished up with another new exercise, which was the basically like lunge on the hack squat. Those felt honestly amazing. Like I loved it. That was a really good exercise, and I love that I don't have to add a bunch of plates. I just put one plate on there and it was good. I was happy. My legs were smoked, and I did 2 sets there. So just to recap the workout, we did 2 sets of incline curls, 2 sets of rope push downs, 1 set of JM presses, 2 sets of hammer curls, 1 set of lying leg curls, 1 set of RDLs, and 2 sets of hack lunges to finish up the workout. All right, guys, we are headed to Wild Fork today, my place where I get Kangaroo, and I'm excited. There we go. Luckily, it's not too far. It's like a 25-minute drive. I'll probably pick up like 6 or 7 pounds today. But I watched a podcast I highly suggest if you're an athlete to watch it as well, or even if you're not, if you're trying to understand like what I believe athletes should want and should need and should be thinking about, check out the Cutler Cast with Shawn Ray. Now, I know a lot of people don't like Shawn Ray, and a lot of it is justified, but I'm gonna give you guys a very different take on Shawn Ray, because again, I'm a fan of history. I've done my homework, and I've seen what he's done for the industry, right? So Shawn Ray, I think, out of every single person, even the Mr. Olympians, everyone that people love, I think Shawn Ray has done more for the sport and cares more about the athletes more than any other competitor out there, more than any other legend, more than any other Mr. Olympia. I think his issue is that he has some of the worst communication skills I've ever seen in my life. But I truly believe that he wants the best for the athletes. And I say that because of several reasons, and I'm going to give you the reasons, right? Everyone knows the Ronnie quote, right? The Ronnie, I didn't complain, I didn't complain when I placed ninth. I didn't complain, And that quote sounds super, super, like motivating, like he did the work, he got to the top, and he didn't, bitch and moan about it. But as we learn very quickly, especially in the age of social media, context matters, right? And when you take that out of context, it sounds amazing, but when you put it back into context and understand what he was responding to, it is by far one of the worst things I've ever heard, and one of the worst things Mr. Olympia could have said in regards to the athletes. And what I mean by that is he was responding to Shawn Ray asking the promoters, the judges, the officials to pay the top 10 athletes more money, right? He says, all this money is going to Mr. Olympia. You should be paid something if you're top 10 in the world. Top 10 in the world is not easy. He said, I think you should split up some of this prize money to go to the other places. That sounds pretty reasonable, right? But now you guys understand, right? Ronnie Coleman's over here is like, no, they don't deserve any money. I didn't complain when I didn't make any money. They don't deserve it because I didn't get it. And I truly think that's fucked up. I love Ronnie, don't get me wrong, I love Ronnie. Ronnie's amazing. I have his DVDs. He inspired me tremendously, but just in that situation, with the power he had and the status he had as Mr. Olympia, he could have changed the sport for the better for every single athlete moving forward. But he chose not to. And Shawn Ray fought for that. All right, had to fix the camera. But in addition to that, there was a certain period of time where, the open guys are doing really, really well. Ronnie, Jay, Victor. And he noticed the shorter athletes weren't, placing as well. So he actually held the first 202 bodybuilding contest. I'm not sure if he created the whole division, but he played a key part in that. So anyone who's doing 212 now, any shorter athlete, has him to thank for that, right? Nobody else would have cared, right? He's also fought for variations in the judges from year to year to make things more fair. He's done a lot, man. And if you actually listen to the words he says and not how he says it, I swear, he cares. I remember he called me one time, and he it was the most condescending fucking way to speak to someone, but he gave awesome advice, right? He was like, listen here, because I know everything, you don't know shit. And I'm like, all right. Is that how you gonna start the conversation? But he proceeded to say some good stuff, I wish there were more people like him that actually were a little bit better at speaking, right? And throughout the history of bodybuilding, people like to use and throw around the word ambassador quite a bit. and I personally think it's misused. When I think of ambassador, you think of it in a political sense, right? It's a person reaching out to someone not in their space to draw, to make a good impression. So you don't have ambassadors in the U.S. doing shit in the U.S. You have ambassadors going to different countries representing their country. I don't think we've had a true Mr. Olympia who's a true ambassador in a very long time. I'm not saying that the past Mr. Olympias haven't been great, and they haven't set a good example or a standard for other bodybuilders already in bodybuilding, but how many do you know are doing things outside of bodybuilding to show people that bodybuilders aren't just dumb meatheads, right? It's not very many that are exiting that space besides like Chris. That's my personal opinion. And I personally believe that the Mr. Olympia should be more than just the best athlete in the world. Obviously be the best athlete in the world, but I think you should be held to a higher standard. You should be out there representing us in a very good manner, doing outreach to things outside of bodybuilding, or doing things inside of bodybuilding, going to different shows, showing face, showing the athletes that you're here. And I also believe that you should stand up for the athletes and make the sport better than how you found it. And that's one thing a lot of bodybuilders don't do. A lot of Mr. Olympians don't do. And I've seen it actually a couple times where a Mr. Olympia will be at the top, not give a shit about anything, and then they lose that title, and then they want to try to make change. And I'm like, bro, it's too late now. You should have did that when you were at the top. Now it just seems like you're bitching, and no one's gonna listen to you. So, I don't have the reason I think I care so much about like the work that Shawn Ray has done and like others like him is I've actually done things to try to make the sport better. I don't know how much of it has helped or how much it has worked, but like when Classic Physique was getting paid, when I won $6,000 at the Arnold from winning, I came out publicly and said I would not do the Arnold again. Like, respectfully, I wouldn't do it again because it wasn't worth the money, And then the next year, it was $60,000. Logan likes to tell me that it wasn't because of me, but I'm the only one that spoke up. He didn't say anything. No one else said anything. I did, and then the next year it changed dramatically. I like to think I played a part in that. When I've gone to Jake Wood, I've gone to Dan Solomon, and I'm like, how can we help the athletes make more money? And I spent my own money to go there, right? I flew my ass up to Arizona, and I flew my ass to Pittsburgh to have meetings with them too. I called every Mr. and Miss Olympia to ask them what their advice was. None of them came with me. Most of them didn't have much advice to give me. Some of them didn't give a shit at all. And, I went up there and I pitched my idea. My idea was, look, obviously, like, I understand the business, right? You can't, like, I can't just say, hey, give us more money. That's, I mean, I can, but what's the likelihood of them doing that? So what I end up doing is I found a way for everyone to benefit. I was like, how about you give the athletes a code and, promote the Olympia that way. That way you get more promotion out of the Olympia, like direct, eyes on the event. And for every ticket they sell, they get a percentage of it. I got pushback on it, unfortunately, and it didn't happen, but that's an easy fix, right? In addition to that, my other idea I pitched to the NPC/IFBB was, how about we just have a single app where every show is live streamed from. Every single promoter will be paying the NPC, IFBB, money to be hosted on there, a sanction fee, whatever you want to call it, licensing fee, that way. And I guarantee you more people would will check out shows. You could even make it a subscription, you know, $10 a month. You can watch as many pro shows as you want. Yeah, I personally think that would be a great idea. Same thing, add a discount code. Anytime a person signs up, use that discount code. Portion of the money goes to the athlete. It's easy stuff like that, man. And like, most of my ideas don't get pushed through, but I'm gonna fucking say them, right? Regardless, you know. Because maybe it may not work this time around, but it could work in the future. Because I've even talked about the live streams, and like they gave me such pushback on the live streams. But then COVID happened, and then they had to do the live streams, right? So for all the athletes, you know, NPC guys or young pros out there, I just don't be afraid to speak up. Like, you can say what's on your mind respectfully, and it won't negatively affect you. It's just all how you say things, right? And that's all I got for now. that's my rant for the day. All right, guys, we made it. We are at Wildport, my favorite store. I was already in here, but I forgot to bring you guys, so the lights are weird. Sorry about that. But this is what they got. I get my chicken from here. They got ostrich. Oh, awesome. Thank you, thank you. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need like 5. Yeah. And one more. They also got a bunch of other stuff, guys, besides that. And everyone's super nice here, by the way, as you can tell. I think I said they got ostrich. They got wild boar, venison, which is deer, elk, yak, duck, and yeah. They also got gator, but it's like all the way over there. Gator tastes amazing, by the way. It's like a mix of fish and chicken. It's just actually, I'm gonna buy some. Why not? I'll treat myself. I like to treat myself occasionally. Let's go ahead and get some. All right. Where are you, gator? Gator. Got ostrich steaks. I don't feel like cooking steaks, but they got ostrich steaks. That's probably actually really good. And ostrich is really lean, but it's like, I guarantee you it's expensive. I don't know. But let's get the gator. That's the macros. 3 grams of fat, 28 grams of protein. All right, and we're good. Now you can order this stuff online too. It's called Fossil Farms. So if you don't have a Wild Fork, you can order it. Logan normally orders his online. I'm old fashioned. I like to come in the store and pick it up. But yeah, give it a shot. All right, food is all cooked and ready to go. Got the kangaroo. Come on, show the people. You want to show? Well, yeah, there's kangaroo in here. We're gonna be eating like 200 grams of kangaroo with 100 grams of jasmine rice and 100 grams of green beans. We got one more meal after this, and that is 200 grams of kangaroo and 100 grams of green beans. And that comes up to a total of 3,287 calories, 398 grams of protein-ish, 300 grams of carbs, and 45 grams of fat for the day. So there's a lot more food than I was eating last prep at this point, and I'm not complaining. I know I yapped a lot this video, so I'm going to spare you guys a long outro. So I hope you guys are having a good one, and we'll talk soon. Peace.